Hi guys! I'm unwrapping the shibori stuff that I dyed the other day. You have a lovely view of my garage. Welcome. I've never done a live before, so let me know if you can't hear me or can hear me. Dun, dun, dun. That one turned out great. I didn't have much of a plan when I was doing these, so everyone is different. And I don't really know what to expect, so this should be pretty exciting. Oh, that one turned out great. Oh, I love the zigzag on the sides. Trying to keep my area clean. Are you guys all prepared for your holidays? I still have not gotten gifts for my nephews, but they are in Indiana, so they have to be shipped to them anyway. So they probably won't get there before Christmas anyway, so I am not too worried about that. Oh, this was a fun experiment. I don't know how well you can see this in this light. There's like a little wood shim. We use the shims from Harbor Freight. They're usually like leaf shaped. This one broke in half, so we're seeing if it worked. But the clip was not quite big enough. Oh, it did. We got like a little triangle out of it. Oh, it looks like a bat. That's amazing. And there's the whole thing. I might need to keep this one. It is too beautiful. Here's another shibori technique. I used a tile from our bathroom renovation. It's a subway tile that broke in half, shiny side down, and the back side is textured with some grout that came off with it. And that actually, and in my experience, helps hold it into place. If they're too smooth, once they hit the water, they just go sliding right apart. So here we go. Another winner. I'm always worried using the tiles that there's not much blue on the outsides, on the edges. So on that one, I tried to make sure that there was like a lot of extra space around the tile. And that seemed to work out pretty well in my favor. All right, big tile. Not quite as good. Probably could have been tied a little bit tighter. I just used string on one half and then the chopsticks on the other. But it will still give an interesting result, so I don't mind. Cool. This one was done at the end. We just did it very loosely, so it should be a subtle target / circle pattern. Hi, Rowan Tree Grove. I'm unwrapping indigo dyed things. Different shibori patterns. Wow, and even though this one was tied fairly loosely, it's got a pretty well defined shape to it. I used all kinds of things this time, including this, I don't even know what it's meant to be used for. It's like a plastic tape, which is nice because then it's not like stretching rubber bands and trying to fit it all the way over something long. You can just tie it where you want it to be, and it works pretty well. And in a workshop scenario, it helps you identify your pieces. Cool. So this was fan folded and then tied and folded to the sides as well. Here's another clamp with wooden pieces. We can only find one big star, so we used a circle on the other side. And part of this is an experiment to see what happens. Are you ready? This is the side that had the circle on it, and that's the side that had the star. Worked out really well. There we go. It's got nice stars on one side, two sides, and sort of shadows of shapes on the other sides. This is a technique I like to call the hedgehog. It's probably not the real name. It's a problem with me learning second and third hand and from just watching people. So I don't always learn the right names for different techniques, which is why I hesitate to call this shibori, because I'm not doing it completely intentionally. There's always an element of surprise. Nice. Simple. Let's see what we got here. I think my daughter helped me with this one. She was like, let's fold it over and put a rubber band. Sure, why not? See what happens. Oh yeah, she did that here on the end too. But it was not a very tight rubber band, so the line is not very well defined. It's still there. It'll probably be more defined after we wash it. So far, these are flour sack towels from Costco. Scoured, got them wet, put them in the Indigo. A couple rounds of dip, rest, rinse, as you do with the Indigo. They were dipped twice. Oh, here's another one. We got these itty bitty teeny tiny wooden stars. We're seeing if they work. And they were a pain in the butt to line up, but it looks like it was worth it. It's a pretty good star. Just on 2 layers. Find some of the corners differently. All right, I think I used giant rubber bands on this one, so this might take a while. Yes, sometimes I cut the rubber bands, sometimes I save them. This time I'm saving some of them. This one I'm cutting because it's further in. It'll be much harder to get out. My favorite tool for removing rubber bands from these things is cat nail clippers. They are very sharp and very precise at snipping. So that you don't catch the fabric like I think I might have done on this one. Ta-da. There, that turned out pretty cool. kind of neat that the target, I don't know how much you can tell, goes outwards and it has the little stars in the corner. This one will be similar. I folded half of these like a fan fold and then half of them in a variety of triangles. And then I went back through with the rubber bands and the clamps and the tongue depressors and popsicle sticks and chopsticks and the tiles to do a variety of different patterns on them all. That one's got a highly defined outer rim, which is kind of cool. This one may not have worked at all. I just loosely tied it with a string. So we will see what happens. It was tied tight, and then you put it in the water and everything moves around a little bit. And you never know what it's going to end up like. This is one of the last ones I did, which is why it is so simplistic. There you go. Another from the corner. All right, what's on top? Another one of these. This is one of the sort that gave me the bat pattern when I did it in the triangles. So this one won't give me the bat, but it might be something cool anyway. There we go. Pretty nice itajime. Oh, here's more of these shims that I was mentioning before. The other cool thing about these shims is they expand in water because they're just sort of layers of wood. So it actually makes you get even better results than expected, since they increase the pressure on the fabric. Ta-da! And I would say usually we do one on each side of these rather than one in the middle. But I was working with what I had, since I don't want to go to a store. Oh, and I also didn't even realize until now I had one in the middle too. Just with lots of layers, it helps keep the definition. Kind of neat with the leaves on the bottom, stripes on the top. Oh yeah, this is another one when I was getting to the end of tying and I was getting a little tired of it. I think this is 3 towels all wrapped up together. And again, I started with rubber bands and then went to the ties. I don't think you can tell, but my table is slowly turning blue. These are still a little damp from yesterday, probably because they were in my garage. Not feeling the wind, And it got pretty chilly last night, so they didn't really have a chance to dry out. But I'm looking forward to hanging these up in my backyard, like a giant row of blue banners. All right. Here's an outside edge. Hi, Aura. I'm unwrapping some indigo dyeing that I did. So this was just fan folded and then tied along the length. And it's 3 of them all stacked up together, so they should be fairly matching, probably somewhat lighter in the middle.
Hey, Mom.
Hey, child.
I need help spelling plants.
P-R-I-N-C-E.
P-R-I-N-C-E. Got it.
Dun, dun, dun. That was Leia. She's my youngest. And the last one. They turned out more even than I expected. I would have thought the middle one to be much lighter than the ones on the outside, but it was not. Here's another one my daughter helped with. You can tell because it's folded along the edges. Everyone has their own special technique, and I feel like my 8-year-old has already found hers. Which is fold it at the edge and tie it again. There, turned out great. She'd be proud of it. Trying to find the one that we called the ghost. It might be this one, because she tied it at the top and then left the legs dangling. And it's got like a little ghost head. Hi, Jenna. I'm unwrapping indigo flour sack towels I dyed yesterday. The other fun thing with clips is if you can find them with different shapes, they leave different patterns. So we do a lot with that too. These are from IKEA. I usually get them at the dollar store, but then they break very quickly. Yeah, so you can see where the clips were along the one edge, these kind of funny dots, and then where it's tied in the middle. I'm almost at the bottom of my pile. Yeah, this one should be fun. I believe this is 2 towels, and they were folded into triangles. And I have 3 popsicle sticks. There's one separating the towel. It's kind of weird background here. So these were dyed with indigo crystals, which are the pre-reduced indigo, instant indigo. I like using it because I have kids and I don't want to keep a big vat of chemicals in my backyard. And we had dogs until very recently. But I might set up a vat and leave it in the garage. My phone keeps falling asleep. I don't know if that matters to you. Yeah, sort of a fun different target pattern. Not as impressive as the bats that I did earlier. Here's another one done with a bunch of sticks. This is like folded in thirds. And the middle third has the tongue depressors. And then the outsides of each does too. It's almost like a woven in pattern with the stripes in the middle and then on the edges. Like a Turkish towel. So much blue. Here's the last one. Oh, this is the ghost. He didn't have clips on the bottom. And this is a lot of rubber bands. Oof. I really miss doing workshops, so I am really looking forward to next year, probably late next year, by the time the vaccine gets around to enough people. We're trying to figure out ways of doing, like, I don't know, household only, one family at a time workshops at a local urban farm. Everyone outdoors, wearing a mask, keep everybody safe. Hi, Jen. Hi, Becca. This is my last one, unfortunately. But I can dig through the pile and show you my favorite surprise result. Dun, dun, dun. The last flour sack towel. I am very happy with it. I cannot wait to wash and dry and hang all of these up and take pictures so you can see them all lined up together. I'm trying to see if I can find my favorite one. It was folded in triangles, and then I put two like tongue depressors sort of at angles on it, and it ended up looking like a bat, like a Batman bat, which was amazing. Totally unplanned. This one was a bunch of clothespins. This is what I was talking about with different clothespin shapes can create different shapes. So the tiny ones are regular clothespins. These were a bigger clamp. Ah, this is it. So this is it when it's unfolded. And then when it was in triangle, it looks like a bat. Let me do it this way so my arm isn't in front. Super cool. I'm really happy with that one. And I'm probably keeping it for myself. Most of these are for a gift exchange. And then some will probably be put up for sale in our shop. But thank you for joining me. This is my first live. It was a lot of fun. And hopefully I'll dye more and be able to do more. Make sure you show people what you're making too. Bye, everybody. Stay healthy.